Life is to be enjoyed. Ah, Frank KK, how are you doing, bro?
What's up, my guy? How are you?
How is life in Los Angeles?
Life is good, bro. The sun is out. Can't
Yeah.
complain.
Kareem is a friend that I met in California who nowadays I feel very proud to call my brother. He's from Cairo and we met when we played for the same university. He always felt soccer from a divine perspective. He was fond of it. Soccer is his life. Let's hear his dream pursuing story. Today, this is not going to be a smart talk. We're going with the storytelling about when Kareem went fearless pursuing his dream. And just one more thing before we start, remember the name Kareem Salem.
If you remember, I was a junior at Cal State LA, and then the summer came, and was gonna play for Orange County in the PDL, and then my mom at the time was sick, like she was really sick in Egypt, so I decided to surprise her and go back. And then a week later, I met with a friend of mine that played with me in the youth system. Because, you know, when you go to Spain or when you go to Egypt, you visit your friends. That friend, when we went out to eat, he brought his agent. Had a conversation, showed the videos. He was like, I'm going to work for you and we'll see. It was Ramadan at the time, so all the teams were training light at like after 7:30 p.m., you know? I got a phone call like a couple days later. So I went. I was really fit because I was coming off the season here, and they were just coming into preseason.
All right.
You know? So I went in, bro, and I killed it. After a couple of games and a couple of conversations, I did well. They decided to sign me. You know, because it's just a piece of paper. It's all the work that I've worked for my whole life. It was the decision between signing and staying in Egypt, living in a third world country, or come back and finish my degree. It's paid. Have all my friends here, my car, everything, you know. I signed. I left a lot of shit behind here in that year, but my whole life, I'm working towards that goal.
You sign, you go back to Egypt, and what happens then?
We're preparing for the first game, and in training, I break my toe. That was the first thing, bro. So and I was out for a month. When I came back, I recovered for 2.5 weeks, bro. The left back got a hamstring injury that usually plays. So I played that game. That was my first game. And it was great, bro. We won 2-1. I did well. Everything at that point is going up. This is where it starts to go down. Then I got called up for the national team, under 21. The coach wanted me to go play. So I went to play. He played all the bench players because it was a cup game. And we got smashed 4-1, bro. We looked horrible, bro. I had a horrible game. This is where the interesting part comes. This is where I saw the difference between people, the respect, how they treat players, professionalism, all this stuff. The coach we had, bro, he was so disrespectful, bro. So it was hard to deal with that. The next 4 or 5 games, bro, I wasn't in the traveling squad. When a player is down in Egypt, bro, no one picks you up. At that time, I lacked confidence, bro. I wasn't playing that well, all that stuff. Anyway, I fought through it. Mentally, I got past it. The coach was talking to me like, you're doing very well. I like your reaction. That was like 6 weeks after the game. And eventually, he was like, okay, you're like, I'm going to play you the next game, all that stuff. He didn't get to the last game. He got sacked because we lost the game before. So he lost his job. And I was supposed to be playing because I was so close.
Yeah.
You know? So the new coach comes in. He brings a center back that's 50% full to play. I started having like thoughts about the job security, the treatment. At that point, you're like, I don't want to play. You start questioning everything, and then you start questioning like, why did I leave LA? You guys were still in playing your senior year, so obviously I was here having like a miserable time. At that point, it was just getting worse and worse and worse. Like mentally, I was scared of losing my scholarship. I did not like how the football world is there. You know, I decided that I needed my release papers, and I spoke to the president. I told him I want to leave. I want to go back to LA. All this stuff. That was the story of like the downfall of what happened during that year. So in the hierarchy of soccer, I moved up, but so like technically, I didn't really that level. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's positive because now you actually had a different scope about what you were seeing before about what's professional soccer, at least in your country.
The whole system in these third world countries with less legal boundaries, you know, they have more freedom to just do whatever they want. And manipulate. So no matter how much you're treated nicely in the beginning and they give you what you want and everything changes in a second. And when your rights are not protected as well, it makes it very difficult.
Every time that I spoke to you, I could feel that you were not good, you know. And since you were one of my pieces from LA, and knowing that you weren't having a good time, bro, it actually bothered me a lot. Nowadays, how I see the situation, I can see like you grew a lot, you know what I mean? You expanded, bro. And let me be honest here, it's good as well to have like a bigger picture. If you're not getting the results that you want, you're just getting smashed and washed. Like you actually have to, okay, like let's step back, let me see where I'm at, you know, let me recognize this turf. Want to keep doing this, or should I just try something else? Should I just go back to LA and just finish my career? Maybe it's a good option. Should I make some connections? Maybe it's a good option, you know.
In these tough moments, it's hard to find your
Yeah.
identity. In the situation, all I felt at that time was, I don't want this anymore. Right now, I still don't know how bad or good the decision that I made is about coming back or staying.
Inside an ecosystem where you try to do good, you try to do good for yourself, for your family, for your friends. You actually try to promote this greater good for everyone. So in this case, any choice that you can make, it's gonna be the good one because there's no other choice. Forget about the rest. Forget about if I did that, if I went there, if I was with that, if I had superpowers, I'd be Superman. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm.
I called you when I was at that time because I need to see people's opinions from different views, and then put them with my views, and then see, it gives you a clearer picture. Most in general were like, no, go back. Like this is not safe. This is not what you should want to be doing. All this stuff. Let me ask you something. Now I'm graduating next week. That's why I came back too. My goal is still to play professionally. I want a contract. I love the game. Looking back at it, I'm like, could I have been stronger? After all that, looking back at it now, I'm like, I could have handled that. I could have been stronger.
Definitely.
I don't have any regrets about like working harder or doing extra work because I kept doing all that stuff. What is your opinion when I tell you that I could have been stronger?
I completely understand the doubt. I have been stronger, of course. Definitely. You are free to choose. If you're not okay with something, if you're not feeling good, bro, life is to be enjoyed. So if you are doing something and you're not having fun and you're not like thinking, okay, this is working for me, this is actually building myself, bro, I don't care. Just put it in the trash can and just go for another thing. Right now, you're in the United States. I'm positive about you being in a fucking MLS team in a couple of years. Why not?
This is my goal. What my point is, if I would have been stronger and kept pushing there in Egypt, maybe after 1, 2, 3 years, it's easier for me to get out of the shit that I was in and then to something much better. Like that could be a jumping platform for me.
Their performance is straightly correlated to their...
I mean, are you trying to say their performance is related about like kind of typically how they feel? I'm so happy that you brought this up actually. If I'm always sad and depressed and like not happy, how am I ever gonna move up the ladder?
You weren't having a good time. You weren't being with your family even. You were having a tough time actually dealing with your coach. You were feeling like everything that I already imagined in my head, it's fucking wrecked. You chose the right thing to do, bro. Because actually you moved on. You're gonna finish your career. You're still playing soccer, and now you're in a land of opportunity. That if you play well, that if you try to move, you know, a little bit your contact, if it's your dream, bro, you're gonna make it because you're good.
Once I get to that level and I have a contract and I'm back on the road and I'm going towards my dream and my career, but I can't connect the dots in the front. The only thing I'm worried about is that my career doesn't take off and then I had lost an opportunity because I left.
Don't panic because, bro, life is a kind of roller coaster. Like, you're not gonna be always going up, bro. It's impossible. That's not the thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, life is gonna go up and down, up and down, up and down. So what you have to focus on is like to be so tempered that even though you're going up, I have to be ready for when this goes down, because I will go down eventually. What am I gonna fucking do to go back up again?
Like, if I want to literally go to Thailand right now for a trial, nothing stops me.
Of course.
Which previously,
well,
no, you have university, you have preseason.
You have a bigger thing than all of this, that it's coronavirus, actually. You're kind of closed in LA, though.
Even if they release the flight in the airports, I still won't be able to fly with this beard. I have 2 minutes, you know? Gotta trim this, bro.
So what's next now, bro?
I'm just using all my videos that I have. I'm 23. I need to continue what I wanna do, you know?
The most important thing is, wherever you go, bro, who are you gonna be in contact with, and what are you gonna learn? Because this, I'm telling you, It's the most important thing out of the first experience that you may have, you know. Imagine that you want to work for somebody else. You're not going to start making money unless you are at least 30 something, you have 10 years of experience. Forget about the money and just go for what's going to be in this job for you. What are you going to get from it? You're not going to just give value to this company. The company is actually losing money at the beginning. Be educating yourself in this business, so someday you are going to be profitable.
And this the world kind of we live in now with all the social media, sometimes it's easy for you to compare to different lifestyles, or especially in our age when you see people that we know. It kind of sometimes makes you go like, well, I'm risking and playing games by going for that risky, not guaranteed, goal of mine that I love.
Just set a date. Go for the A plan, you know, like work out, do juggle with the ball, but at the same time, just
have a plan B to fall back on.
Exactly.
The thing that I don't have is the fallback option. I grew up my whole life, bro. Football is in my heart. That's all I want.
The thing is, to build a B plan, you always have to take in consideration the A plan. What you said is like, man, I love soccer, so maybe you have to be involved with soccer. Like, there's a lot of people involved in the industry of soccer, a lot of possibilities, and you know a lot of people, you know, involved already. So it's like just talk to them and just show your interest, and you are gonna figure it out, like with time, obviously. But it's good to think about other options just in case.
I get that. I mean, the only thing I can do besides being a player is agent or scouting. But
yeah, I remember I coached with you kids in the Long Beach Academy. Like, you see, okay, this kid is playing crazy, you know. So just go and talk to their parents. Hey, I see this guy has potential. What can we do? I don't know. It's a way, to keep in touch.
It opens doors.
Contacts are key, bro, and that's a thing. You have a really good attitude. People easily can see you're a good person. It doesn't mean that you are, though.
No, I like this. And this more conversations, more topics, different branches. Very interesting, bro. You learn a lot.
That's the main thing about it, bro. Being curious about talking to people and actually like figuring out that everyone has something to offer. There's a lot of knowledge you can get from the others.
It was good talking to you, bro. Stay tuned, and I'm waiting for your videos, bro.
Thanks, bro. Thanks, KK. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you,
talk to you soon, all right?
Love you, Habibi.
Take care. Love you, bro.